by Archbishop Anyolo, His Eminence, Archbishops, Bishops, Monsignor John Joe, Monsignor retired Benjamin Maswili, and the anaenda kupongezwa na His Eminence Cardinal Joe, pia anapongezwa sasa na the Archbishop Maurice Muhatia Makumba, His Grace. Kisha sasa maaskofu watajongea pia kumpongeza. Tuendelee kuwashangilia wanapokuja kumpongeza.
Askofu kama Moe ndiye huyo, tumpigie makofi ya kimweko. Askofu Waris, patia askofu ambaye alikuwa wa majeshi. Fraternity, tumpigie makofi. Tuwafurahia maaskofu akija kumheko askofu wa Military Ordinariate of Kenya, Bishop Wallace Gashehi Ng'ang'a, ambaye ni siku ya furaha na baraka. Baada ya maaskofu wanampatia heko. They are congratulating him. Baada hapo wale ambao watakuja, chaplains wa Military Ordinariate, wasimamizi wa catechist, DPC executive na wawakilishi wa CMA, CWA Youth na PMC wawili wao they will come to pledge their loyalty kwamba wanao askofu kumwaidia utii kwa mambo yote. Maaskofu wanampa heko, lakini wale ambao waja baada yao they will come to pledge their loyalty to their bishop. Chaplains kindly be set. Ndio askofu wakimalizia ni ambao mwafuatilia. Furahia pia wale ambao wanawakilisha Father Njwe, tuamuona pale Monsignor Njwe, Father Martin Kimama, Father Juna, wale wa KCCB. Tuwafurahia pia kuwa hapa as you congratulate the new bishop or the bishop of the Military Ordinariate. Kuna father ambao tumika kwenye jeshi, ndio tuwaita chaplains. Yo waja hapo, ni wito wa kipekee, kazi kubwa ambao wafanyia Wakristo wa jeshi. Tushangilia chaplains kwa kazi ambazo wanafanya, chaplains of the Military Ordinariate. Wamesimama wima, ni wanajeshi na mafadha wamesimama wima, kazi kubwa ambao mwafanya. We congratulate you. Ikumbue kwamba hii sherehe zilianza jana, ambapo Askofu Waris alisindikishwa kutoka Holy Family Basilica na akapelekwa hadi DOD na akapokelewa huko kwa na maombi ya jioni, kwamba ametoka kwenye jimbo la Nairobi na sasa akawa Bishop of the Military Ordinariate. They are going to pledge their loyalty kwa askofu wao. Kwa mpangilio mwema wanasonga mbele. Hao ndio ambayo askofu wale zatafanya kazi na wao kuendelea kuhudumia wanajeshi. Ni furaha kubwa. Tuwashukuru Mungu kwa yale ambayo yaendelea kutendeka. Catechist nao naona wako tayari. Thank you so much the catechist. DPC executive twawaona wamejipanga vizuri. Pia wale wenye wa vikundi, kuna CMA kwenye Military Ordinariate, kuna Catholic women katika Military Ordinariate, kuna wana youth, kuna PMC na vikundi vingine. Twafurahia kwa ya wanajeshi, they are doing very well. Shikana wengine, we congratulate you. Ndio this Military Ordinariate tiendelee kufanya kazi ya kuinjilisha sasa tukiongozwa na mchungaji Wallace Ng'ang'a. Baada yao itakuwa nizamu ya wazazi, ndio tuweze kufunga kipindi hiki cha kuweza kumheko askofu. Niombe sasa wazazi watakaribia, ni wazazi tu pekee ambao kwa wakati watapatiwa nafasi as they congratulate their son Bishop Wallace, now Bishop of the Military Ordinariate. Baba na mama, tuwapigie makofi wazazi wa Askofu Wallace wakija hapa mbele. Ndio wazazi, baba na mama, furaha kubwa mtoto ambaye mlemlea Mungu amtumia sasa kama mtumishi na askofu kwa majeshi. Askofu amesimama asalimie baba, asalimie mama kwa furaha kubwa wakimshukuru Mungu. Furaha ya baba, furaha ya mama. Asante sana. Once again, congratulations Bishop Wallace. Basi wakati tunasimama sote, tuweze askofu kutusalimia. Tusimame sote tafadhali. Kwa furaha tuitikie salamu za askofu. Tupokee mapadre upande wetu kwa furaha. Asante sana askofu. Wakristo na nyinyi pokeeni baraka ya askofu, salamu za askofu kwa furaha. Askofu Wallace Ng'ang'a wa Military Ordinariate. Kwaya tuingie kwa gloria, kwaya tuingie kwa utukufu. Kwaya sasa tuingia gloria, tuingia utukufu kwa furaha tukimtukuza Mungu.
Duniani, watu walio Mungu mchungaji na kiongozi wa kundi lote la waamini, unitazame kwa wema wako mimi uliyeniweka niwe mchungaji wa kanisa la jimbo la jeshi la Kenya, na tunakuomba unijalie ili kwa maneno na mifano niwafae wale ninaowasimamia, nifae kufikia uzima wa milele, mimi pamoja na kundi ulilonikabidhi. Kwa njia ya Bwana Yesu Kristo mwanao anayeishi na kutawala nawe katika umoja Roho Mtakatifu, Mungu daima na milele.
Tuketi sasa kila mmoja wetu kusudi tulisikie neno la Mungu kwenye masomo ya siku ya leo kwa hii ibada ya misa.
Likisema, kabla ya kukutunga tumboni nimekujua, kabla ya kutoka kwako tumboni nimekutakasa, nimekuteua uwe nabii upate kuwahubiria mataifa. Nikasema, Bwana Mungu, tazama, siwezi kusema maana mimi ni kijana. Lakini Bwana akaniambia, usiseme mimi ni kijana, maana utakwenda kwa wote ambao nitakutuma kwao na kuwaambia yote nitakayokuagiza. Usiwaogope hao, maana mimi nipo pamoja nawe nikuokoe, asema Bwana. Bwana akanyosha mkono wake, akaniguza kinywa changu, akaniambia, tazama, nimetia maneno yangu kinywani mwako. Neno la Bwana.
Zaburi ya kuitikizana. Kiitikio: ninyi mu marafiki wangu, kama mkiyatenda ninayowaamuru, asema Bwana. Ninyi mu marafiki wangu, kama mkiyatenda ninayowaamuru, asema Bwana. Kama mkiyatenda ninayowaamuru, asema Bwana.
Cross. That peace, the reconciliation of humanity, of the world with God and with one another, and other conflicts are ongoing in countries not far from Kenya. They're causing mayhem, death, devastation. Pope Francis famously said that in our days the Third World War is playing out in piecemeal, in bits and pieces. And in view of that increased tension in the world, countries in Europe, but also in other places, are strengthening their armies so as to be ready if the international situation would deteriorate further. As the old Romans would say, si vis pacem, para bellum. If you desire peace, prepare for war. That was the same thinking which was repeated by George Washington at his first annual address to a joint session of the American Congress, where he stated, "To be prepared for war is one of the most effective means of preserving peace." The Cold War of the 60s and the 70s and the beginning of 80s of last century was basically the result of all that. That period of high military tension caused by the arms race and
Van Meegen, the Pope's representative to Kenya, Your Eminence John Cardinal Njue, Your Graces, my Lord Bishops, members of the clergy, religious brothers and sisters, dear Kenyans, good afternoon. Hamjambo. Tumsifu Yesu Kristo. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. It is a great honor to be with you today as we gather to take part in a momentous event which underscores the profound role of faith, faith-based leadership, and faith-based organizations in fostering ethics and integrity in national service. This event also underlines the role of faith in strengthening patriotism, deepening national unity, and mobilizing citizens to selflessly undertake good causes. For this reason, the Episcopal installation of Right Reverend Wallace Ng'ang'a Gashihi as Bishop of the Catholic Military Ordinariate of Kenya is more than a routine change of stewards. We are here to witness and to celebrate the contribution of moral leadership in reinforcing unity, resilience, and strength for our defense forces. We are here also gathered to affirm our confidence that under Bishop Ng'ang'a, the military ordinariate will continue to provide our soldiers with essential spiritual support. Recognizing the high trust vested on the Kenya Defence Forces to defend the sovereignty and territorial integrity of our nation, and to the significant physical, moral, and personal challenges faced by our men and women in uniform in fulfilling their mission, we cannot deny or underestimate faith as a critical source of strength, pillar of motivation, and a basis for enduring resilience. Our presence at Bishop Ng'ang'a's installation underscores our commitment to support our forces in every way, including the provision of spiritual and pastoral sustenance necessary for their well-being and for their duty. In Kenya, we acknowledge the supremacy of the Almighty God of all creation, and therefore the recognition that protection of the freedom of worship is a fundamental constitutional guarantee. Like other fundamental rights and freedoms, it is freely available to all, including those who serve in our defense forces. Every soldier's right to practice their faith can only enable the KDF to maintain greater levels of discipline, not only because of faith, and not only because faith is an effective organizing principle, but also because we worship and serve God, who brings victory, abundance, and success to our nation. To ensure that our defense forces remain strong in every way, including physically and morally, faith-based support structures like the military ordinariate are critical in nurturing the values and organizational ethos that guide our men and women in uniform. They allow our men and women to be brave, to serve the nation, and with distinction, to undertake their responsibilities while staying true to their beliefs. We live in a highly dynamic world where faith and moral values are under constant challenge from skepticism, moral relativism, religious extremism, and even terrorism. Our institutions, communities, and nation have never required a solid ethical and spiritual foundation as they do today. Bishop Ng'ang'a's strong spiritual leadership enables our men in uniform and women to navigate their challenges guided by faith, grounded in integrity, and service for a higher moral cause. Throughout the life of our nation, the partnership between the state and religious institutions has been a cornerstone of our nation's strength. The Catholic Church is among the foremost of our partners and continues to complement national strategies to serve citizens in many sectors, including education, healthcare, and provision of psychosocial and pastoral services. I was particularly impressed when the Secretary for KCCB said the Catholic Church believes in support for the poor and vulnerable in our society. Because that is the essence of humanity, to be able to serve those who are underprivileged. Build on mutual respect, tolerance, and moral uprightness. This partnership anchors our society. Today, we honor this enduring partnership and express our gratitude to His Holiness Pope Francis for Bishop Nganga's appointment, which strengthens our military's spiritual standing. Bishop Nganga, I didn't know you served in Mauritania, or so it was said. But let me say this, that the military leadership, the generals here and commanders, and myself will continue to modernize the equipments and other facilities and capabilities for our military as we prepare chariots and horses. Because the Bible in Psalms 20, verse 7 says that those who put their trust in chariots and horses, we will always be careful to remember, and please remind us, Bishop Nganga, that that same verse says, but we trust in God. So that even as we prepare the capabilities, the chariots and horses, we be reminded that victory comes from God. Let me also say to the military commanders, officers, and servicemen, that it is my prayer that as you undertake the responsibilities of protecting our nation, as you serve humanity in Kenya and elsewhere around this world, a service that you have provided with dedication and professionalism, that the words of Matthew 5:9 shall be your portion, that the sacrifices that you make to protect our nation, to keep the peace, the words of Matthew 5:9 that say, blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the children of God. That in your sacrifice, in your commitment, in your peacekeeping, that you shall be honored to be the children of God. Bishop Nganga, receive my warmest congratulations and the best wishes of the government and the people of Kenya as you take over this responsibility to look after the spiritual health of our military ordinariate. Your leadership will be vital in guiding those who defend our nation. And I'm confident that under your guidance, the military ordinariate will remain a source of strength for not just our brave men and women in uniform, but to their families and to all who work with them. Even in this moment of celebration, let us take a moment to remember the many heroic men and women whose selflessness, courage, and moral strength inspired them to dedicate their lives and work to the service of our motherland, and especially those who made the ultimate sacrifice in line of duty. Let us honor their memory and gratefully acknowledge their contribution. May their example serve to inspire us to do more and better in the service of our country. May they rest in eternal peace, and may their families find comfort in our respectful recognition of their noble sacrifice and honorable service. May the Almighty God bless our new bishop as he takes over the ordinariate, and may God bless the Kenya Defense Forces and our great Republic of Kenya, a country we so dearly love. Thank you very much.
Basi, asante sana.
Now, Susan Kihika was forced to plead with mourners in Bahati constituency today to let her read President William Ruto's message of condolence to the family of the late Henry